Hey everyone, welcome to my review for Monday Night Raw. I guess you could call it last night now, seeing as though it's morning. I'm not going to tell you what time it is, you have to guess for yourself. But anyway, I have to say I have to say it was a pretty good Raw. I mean, they had John Cena started out by coming out, cutting a promo on Nexus and what he was going to do, his plans for this new year. And instead of Nexus interrupting him, we have The Miz. And The Miz, give The Miz credit. I mean, he's actually, despite what people are saying, he's actually improving a lot week after week with his promos as a heel. What I mean by that is Miz is actually gaining some legitimate heat. And what I mean by legitimate heat, I mean, John Cena himself pointed it out in the exchange that Miz, if it wasn't for Michael Cole and Alex Riley, would not be the champion right now. He pointed out the fact that if it wasn't for Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler would have the championship. If it wasn't for Alex Riley, Randy Orton would have the championship. And he even built up the fact that Randy Orton versus John Cena is a more worthy WrestleMania championship match than Miz versus Cena, Miz versus whoever. So, I want you to keep that in mind, because you may not know this, but little by little, WWE is throwing hints out there of what they have planned for WrestleMania, little by little. Now, Miz does go on to explain to Cena that his chances of winning the Rumble are slimmer than they've ever been since it has been expanded to 40. And so we have Punk also come out and interrupt and basically telling both Miz and Cena that he's going to win because he's going to have the help of his fellow Nexus members. Now, I want you to think about this. Punk says he's going to win because he's going to have the help of Nexus. Cena says he's going to win and go to WrestleMania. So I want you to think about that, because I talked about this one of my videos about a couple weeks ago about the tentative excuse me. But the tentative plans WWE has for WrestleMania. The tentative plans being the fact that right now they have John Cena taking on Miz for the championship and Randy Orton taking on Punk. And that may all change. But I don't think so. We'll see. We'll find out. But that may all change. But anyway, it kind of gives you a hint of what's going to happen with that promo. So anyway, after this little exchange, we have the anonymous GM chime in and say, Punk, your match against Cena is going to be one-on-one, no Nexus members allowed. And here's what's funny. Wasn't this the second time we've heard this? Didn't we hear this before? Didn't we hear this, I don't know, back at Hell in the Cell? I mean, didn't the anonymous GM tell Wade Barrett then that Nexus was not allowed, and yet John Cena lost because of Husky and McGillicuddy, who went on to become members of Nexus? I mean, haven't we heard about this already? Well, anyway, that's the news. That's what happens there. So we get the excuse me. We get our first match of the night. It's for the tag team titles, the Usos against Santino and Vladimir. Okay, it was decent. Santino and Vladimir do win. Then we get our next match of the night, and I think it's Morrison and Daniel Bryan, I believe, is our next match. And that actually turned out to be a pretty good match. So you might see a future U.S. title match between those two in the future. But from what I saw tonight and from what many people saw tonight, it seems they're going to build Morrison up to be more than just a U.S. champion holder. I think they're going to want him to be that WWE champion holder, because they did a vignette on the guy tonight. They did a video on him. Like he's the next megastar. So there may be signs there. Maybe signs. Look out for them. Now, what else? Oh yeah, we trying to think. What other match did we have? Oh yeah, we had the Divas match between Natalya and Maurice. Maurice loses this match, blames her loss on well, actually, we didn't have that match. Actually, the match we had trying to think, that I think the match we had before that was Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton. Yeah, that's the one we had. And that match actually turned out to be pretty good. Because despite what, people like J-Dub or anybody else would say, there are some that found it pretty good because, Dolph Ziggler has upped his game, is possibly ready for that main event status. We'll see. We'll find out at the Rumble. And Randy Orton, despite what you say, looked good in the ring as he always does, doing his thing. And got a huge pop for it. And this is just like, and to me, this is just one of those interpromotional deals because right now, this was the first SmackDown vs. Raw match. Well, actually, it's not the first one of the new year, but you get the idea. But it's actually a series of matches concerning both main events at the Rumble. Because last night we had Ziggler and Orton, the two #1 contenders. This coming Monday, we're going to have Edge against The Miz. Get what I'm seeing? Get what I'm saying? So there's something there. There's something there. Well, anyway, that turned out to be a good match. Randy won it. and then we had the Divas match. That's what we had. Then we had the Divas match. Maurice lost to Natalya. And then Maurice blaming her losing on the losing streak of Ted DiBiase. DiBiase comes out and issues an over-the-top rope challenge. Out comes Mark Henry. Mark Henry wins that. Out comes all these other superstars: Yoshitatsu, D.H. Smith, Tyson Kidd, William Regal, Darren Young. They just come out. Zack Ryder. They sort of have like a little primo. They have sort of like a little mini rumble. And Mark Henry and then Sheamus comes out, but once again Mark Henry stands tall. Now, after that, I'm trying to think what else we had. Oh yeah, then I think we had the main event. And throughout the night we were having these little backstage promos with CM Punk and the new Nexus. The fact that he was talking about faith and humility, and it was like, whoa, dude. This is a little heavy. This is like a little straight edge related. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, we have this little backstage promo. Then Cena and Punk have the match. We get to the main event, we have the match. And it turns out to be a decent match. Turns out to be pretty good. And towards the end of the match, this huge guy comes out. This huge mammoth man comes out. Well, he's not huge, but he's just mammoth size, He's taller than Cena. And basically what happens is he causes a distraction. Cena gets knocked down by Punk. Then this huge guy comes in. Punk stands up to him, looks all happy and everything, puts his hands out like this, and then lets the guy literally boot him right in the face, I think. And then after that, the guy picks up John Cena, and then he side slams him on the mat. So, why did this guy do it? Well, basically what it was, it's all part of CM Punk's new Nexus, because the guy reveals himself as the newest member of CM Punk's new Nexus. And who's the guy? None other than FCW champion Mason Ryan. And when he first appeared and Cena was looking at him, it's like Cena was looking at a ghost. Cena had the expression like, wait a minute, this guy looks like Batista. What the hell? So I'm just wondering if they're going to play up this guy's maybe being a relation to Batista, maybe like his little brother or maybe his son or whatever. I wonder if they're going to play it up like that to where this guy's going to be a Nexus now to get revenge for Batista. Who knows? But overall, besides that, it was actually a pretty good Raw. Pretty good Raw for the third Raw of 2011. I guess they made up for last week. And the whole Nexus deal, I know it creeps a lot of people out. But like the question I asked, it's like the question I asked in my video is, will this version of Nexus, this new Nexus, this straight edge Nexus, will it kill off Nexus overall? Some person said yes, but will it? You see, that's the thing, we don't know. And I like the kind of conflict they got going, the kind of situation they still got going with Lawler and Cole. I mean, we all know eventually Lawler is going to get Cole in the ring. Whether it's for 5 minutes after winning a match or not, he's going to get him. We all know that. So, and they did a decent job with The Miz tonight. They built him up as a decent heel, having him beat down Randy Orton and throw him through the barricade and everything. They did a decent job on that. So, we'll just have to see what happens in the next few weeks. But I have to say it's pretty good Raw. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. And we'll just see how much better they build up till the Rumble. Because now the Rumble has 40. Let's see what happens. So that's my Raw review. Tell me what you all think. And I'm out.